I want to bring it back home here, though, where the Dallas area is now involved. A live look at protests from Sky 4. This started near the Margaret Hill Bridge, and for about the last hour and a half, it was just people talking, rallying. But now there is a line of protesters who walked up that street, and you see they're directly opposite law enforcement officers. The protest started about 7, but as you can see in the last few minutes, they've moved, and there's a bit of a confrontation going on in the streets of Dallas. More police officers arrived after the group started moving through, but right now it's just a standoff, I guess. That's what we'll call it. Fox 4's David Sentendrey has been monitoring the protests. He's live in this very same area. David, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Steve, well, right now I can tell you that Dallas police officers are holding that line against protesters who flooded this street near the Margaret Hill Bridge just about 15 minutes ago. Several hundred of them. This was not what it looked like just about 30 minutes ago, an hour ago. This protest started around 7 o'clock, and everyone was gathered in the park area near the bridge. Then within the past 15, 20 minutes or so, a group of protesters, a small amount, maybe 12, 20 of them, went to a median area of this road near the bridge. They were getting close to the road, some even stepping a few feet out onto the road, and then more started coming. At first, it was maybe a dozen, 2 dozen people in the street. You heard Dallas police officers saying, hey, step back, get on the sidewalk. That's all we're asking. They were fine with them protesting out here. They just wanted them to remain peacefully on the sidewalk. And then within a matter of 2 minutes tops, just about everyone, several hundred protesters, flooded this street area, and we're just taking it over. At first, Dallas police officers retreated, and then within about a minute or two, you saw more Dallas police officers coming. They had some around the corner who were on standby, some of them in the tactical gear, like the ones you see behind me right now. And the park is up that way. The bridge is in front of me right now, and that's where all that started. And then a bunch of those protesters made their way toward Trinity Groves, and some of them have stayed in this area. We have seen them face-to-face with these Dallas PD officers, some of these officers having to confront them with some of their gear, pushing them back because they were getting in the faces of these officers. If you can hear all the horns beeping, that's because traffic is right here. I mean, you can look, we're in the middle area of some traffic right now in this median, and a lot of these cars have just stopped to take it all in. Some you see waving flags, holding signs in favor of what these folks are protesting about. Others, I think, not so much, just caught off guard at what's going on. We're going to back up here with these Dallas police officers because they're backing up right now from these protesters. But we just saw something get thrown. There's a water bottle getting thrown at these officers, so it's starting to get a bit more intense out here. That was not the case earlier. These Dallas police officers were, again, just standing back, wanting everything to happen, being very calm with what we were seeing out here. And it didn't appear that anyone was going to head out into this street area because, as Steve was mentioning earlier, about an hour and a half went by and everyone remained in the park. But here we are now. There's this confrontation happening, and the protesters are chanting, whose streets, our streets. So we're going to keep monitoring this for now. We're going to toss to a package, let you guys see what everyone is protesting about, and then we'll come back to here in a couple quick minutes. Oh, no package. All right. They told me to keep going.
Yeah, David, we'll get to it. But
if you got a question for me, hit me, Steve. Yeah.
So it looks like the police backed off to give some space. Is that because they are preparing for things being thrown? Unfortunately, we've seen that other places. Or is it just kind of de-escalate?
Forgive me, we were just asked by Dallas police just to back up a little bit, just to give them more space to operate. So obviously we'll want to do that, and we just want to make them as safe as possible while they're out here in the middle of this. But Steve, one more time, if you could ask that question.
I was just noticing there for a bit, it looked like both sides were about 10 feet apart, which is pretty antagonistic, right, either way. And it looks like police backed off to give it a little room and maybe lower the temperature. Would you say that's a good read?
That's exactly what's happening right now. So, like I was saying, about maybe 10 minutes ago, they were right in the face, and I saw officers pushing at some of the protesters with their gear, trying to get them to back up. I can't say who antagonized it first, if it was a protester who hit an officer, if they were just getting really close to them and they wanted their space, but we saw that action happening. And slowly they started moving back, where now it appears
it's breaking up, David.
Everyone is out of on the street.
Yeah, they're out of the street.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
See it.
So
I can see it from Sky 4. They're breaking up. They're going on the side street, and they're kind of walking on the side street the other way, away from the police.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, they're off on the side street, which
Yep.
again, this is like the Trinity Groves area, and there's a park right over here by the bridge where it all started. So off to the side now, there are more people who went further down in Trinity Groves. I don't have eyesight to see where they're at right now, but yeah, everything appears clear in the street except for a couple people right now. But obviously things could change at any moment, so you have a few dozen of Dallas PD's officers just kind of monitoring and hoping for the best right now.
Well, it looks like a protest, right? And that's okay. People can do that, I suppose, especially if the street's clear. So, David, did you interview anybody that we need to see in your story? Are we missing out on some really good things that we need to roll that, or is this really where we ought to be watching the current situation?
You know, that's a decision for y'all. I can tell you that earlier today we talked to an immigration attorney. We were just picking his brain on what he's been seeing throughout the past 6 months with this new administration, because a lot of the people out here, just about all of them, this is political for them. They believe that the Trump administration is not handling his immigration policy properly, right or wrong. That's just what some of the people out here feel, and they're protesting that and ICE. We talk in the story about some new arrest that ICE has made recently. Y'all let me know if you want me to toss to it or not. But this is obviously something active right now.
Yeah.
A few more people are still in the streets right now. Someone, you know, chanting some expletives at Dallas Police Department. I will say, you know, this was, for the first hour and a half, a peaceful protest, as you would call it. We didn't see any sort of violence, but there was definitely some harsh language being used, a lot of signs with F-bombs talking about ICE, talking about the president, nothing necessarily geared locally at Dallas Police or anything on the signs, all more on a federal level. But once Dallas police officers rolled up, you would think that this protest was actually about them, with how much animosity there was toward the officers. I mean, even the first small group that was protesting on the street, when just a few officers rolled up and tried to get them back on the sidewalk and were asking peacefully, hey, we just want you on the sidewalk, a chant erupted, you know, FDPD, FDPD, and it just kept going on, and you can see just the frustration from officers who, you know, stood back, went to their cars, retreated, and waited for some more backup to arrive.
Well, David, we're going to kind of break away and let you check it out and do some reporting on your own there. It looks from Sky 4 like the crowd has really broken up. It looked like a bunch of people went the other way, and maybe they've had their moment, but there are, as you know, there are still some people there. So keep an eye on that, all right? And let us know if we need to get back out there to you shortly, all right?
Yes, yeah, several hundred people still out here for sure. So it's definitely going to be some time. We'll keep you updated. We'll talk to people and check back with us here in just a bit.
Okay, all right. David Sentendrey, thank you. So we want to show you a confrontation between the police and protesters that happened before. This was earlier on. We could see punches thrown, and police appeared to detain a protester. Some protesters threw bottles at an officer, and then after that officer they formed a line with riot gear and started pushing that crowd back. I think we kind of came in on that right at the top of this newscast.